will Manchester City sign anyone before the end of the transfer window? Because there's rumours that we're happy with the current squad, but then there's rumours that we might go for someone if we feel like the deal's right. So, as long as we don't make a panic buy like Nunes, because I feel like when we got him at the back end of the summer transfer window last season, that was a panic buy. Eze's name's been mentioned from Crystal Palace. Adam Wharton's name's also been mentioned from Crystal Palace. I think Adam Wharton's a good player, but I feel like I'd like to see another top season from him rather than making an offer for him like right now. I think Eze looks to be the one, in my opinion. I think he's a good player. I'd take him. I've seen Kingsley Coman, maybe. Loan deal being mentioned. I think he'd be a good signing, but whether we'll ever be able to get him on a permanent is another question, because I think I'd only go from if, like, after the loan you could get him on a permanent. Personally, I think getting a backup for Rodri is the most important thing that we need to do before the window ends, because I'd prioritise that over an Alvarez backup, because I think we need one more, because we've got quite a lot of attackers, because we've got Haaland, who's a striker, we've got players who can play as a false nine like Oscar Bob, Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. So I think we need to go for Rodri backup. I don't want Bruno Guimaraes, because I don't think he's good enough to play for Manchester City. He's like that step below, I think. Like Man United or something like that. I don't think he's good enough for like the clubs like pushing for like the league. I'd go for Joshua Kimmich from Bayern Munich, because he's only got 1 year left on his deal. You could get him for like 40 million, something like that. Give Cancelo back to Bayern as a permanent deal, and then get Kimmich as part of the deal. I think that would be a good deal for both parties. So if I was City, I'd try and do that, because we know that Cancelo probably doesn't want to be at the club, and we know that his attitude's probably not going to change, so it would make sense. But the thing is, we never seem to actually go in for Kimmich properly, because we've always been linked with him, but we've never actually made an actual full-on offer. And I feel like he's a player that we're linked with, but it never feels like it's actually going to happen. And Pep, I'm pretty sure, did Pep buy him for Bayern? Because I'm pretty sure there's this thing where he doesn't buy, like, a player that he's bought at another club, and he goes to a different club and then buys them there as well. Like, he doesn't buy the same player twice, if you know what I mean. And I think we won't get Kimmich probably, and it's looking like we're not going to sign anyone, but I trust City to get it right, because more than often with transfers, we do get it right. I trust Pep, I trust the board to get the right players and not to panic buy. So even if it means we don't sign anyone, I trust eventually that City will get the right deal and for the right fee as well. Because City won't be mugged. We won't go for like a player that's more expensive than what their ability shows. So I think that's a good thing. Calvin Phillips has been linked with Ipswich. I think that would be a good move for him, because I think in a team like Ipswich, he could be like their best player. Whereas in like a club like a bit higher up the table, he'd be like a rotation player at best. So maybe if he goes, you could see City moving for a CDM a bit more. And I think there's no chance of him staying in terms of him playing CDM. It's either that or he plays like as a sixth choice centre-back, which would mean that he'd hardly play any games throughout the season, which would be basically taking up a squad place that could get put towards more use by like a player that's way better than him. But anyway, that's just a short video today. It's a sunny day. Go out and enjoy the weather, and don't get too hot. So make sure you to get enough like fluids down you, and I'll speak to you all soon.